Hello. So I obviously on a walk. And why am I on this walk? Because I made a promise to myself that I would walk every single day. No matter what, I would be walking every single day for at least 20 to 30 minutes. If it happens to be longer, then great, but I need that for my body. And it's at the point where it's become a habit for me that I just don't even think about it. As soon as I can, I go on my walk. And this is just part of the many things that I'm working towards as far as the promises that I want to keep to myself. And I know for a fact that many of us, if not all of us, have promises that we want to keep to ourselves. And many of us, if not all of us, have broken those promises that we want. So how do we stop breaking promises to ourselves? How do we stop lying to ourselves? How do we be impeccable with our thoughts and our words and our deeds? Well, the first step is acknowledging that you are fucking up. Acknowledging that you are a liar. And then once you have come to grips with the fact that you are a liar and you suck, I'm just kidding. Once you come to grips with all the things that you have not been doing and the promises you haven't been keeping to yourself, then I want you to write down all the promises that you keep to yourselves and all the promises you want to keep to yourself, and write down everything that you would love to do every day, every week, every year, every month, whatever. Literally just take 20 minutes or whatever, longer or shorter, and write down as many things as you possibly can think of on the things that you want to get, you want to do, you want to see, you want to achieve. And then you need to break it down to small actionable steps. And I'm sure that you can get this information literally anywhere else, because it is one of those cliches that are a cliche for a reason. You have to take action on the things that you say you want to do. And we all get tripped up because we think we have to take this massive, jump and this massive leap, and we never worked out, but now we're going to work out 6 days a week for an hour a day. And that's not realistic for some people. Some people can do that. Just like some people can just quit smoking cold turkey or quit drinking cold turkey or whatever it is. Some people are built like that. Others of us are not. And we need a slow burn, a gradual uphill, gradual incline. And that's where this information comes in. So pick a couple things that you really want to do and just set shorter expectations. And, of course, this is going to be conflicting because I'm just the type of person that sees both sides. But I read this book one time, and it was called 10x is better than 2x, or easier than 2x, or whatever those things are. And it pretty much says that if you set your goals really high, you are more likely to achieve them. Not actually achieve the goal. Like, let's say you say, I'm gonna walk 20,000 steps every single day. It's a pretty high goal, pretty ambitious, right? And you only hit 10,000. That is still, according to the book, that is still higher than you would have gotten if you only set the bar to 10,000. Because of the psychological aspects of our brain, we just naturally will achieve even just a little bit higher than we would have if we set the bar lower. I don't understand how this, makes sense. And maybe this doesn't make sense for every single person, but I will say that it depends on the person. But give that a try. Maybe just set some unrealistic goal and just know, and this is part of the process as well. You have to know that you are not going to ever achieve that super high, unrealistic goal of yourself. And every time you get a little closer, the advice is that, you set the bar even higher. So let's say you set the bar at 20,000 steps, right? And you get like 18,000. Set the bar to 30,000 now. 30,000 steps a day. And you might not ever achieve that. But the point is that you keep raising the bar. And for some people that may really not be okay for them. That might send them in a spiral. And that is something that brings me to the most important part of all of this, is to know yourself. Know yourself. Know thyself. It's like one of the first steps and keys of getting the things that you want in your life. You have to understand who you are. You have to understand what you gravitate towards more of and what you kind of resist and what you push away. For me, I'll give you an example. I love comfort, just like many of us. I would much rather sometimes do a more chill yoga practice rather than the Ashtanga yoga practice. However, I know myself, and I know that there's a lot of aspects of me that is already soft and sensitive and fluid and feminine. So that means I need to balance that with the structure of the Ashtanga yoga method, right? So I also know that I would much rather use yoga as my form of exercise and walking. However, I also know about myself that is my comfort zone. And if I want to achieve anything greater than where I'm at, I need to lift weights. I need to wear a weighted vest while I'm walking. I need to, turn it up the heat. So all this to say, number one, know thyself. Know who you are and what you gravitate towards most of. What are the things? And then next is understand. Good morning, puppies. Hi. The other thing is understanding, or what is this, number 2? Write down all the things that you have promised yourself that you wanted to achieve or wanted to do and you didn't do. And you can feel a little shame or guilt or whatever, but like one of my mentors, Omami, teaches, is that the best way to overcome guilt and fear is to take action. That's your root chakra work. Take action. Change your behaviors. Change the behaviors that keep you in this guilt loop, because that's the only way that you are going to free yourself and evolve and be able to move on to bigger and better things. Because most of us are still stuck in this cycle wherever we are of like not doing the things we're going to say we're going to do. So let's start there together. That's why I'm on this walk. That's why I make a daily list of the things that I need to get done every single day. Just top three things that you need to do every single day. Mine is walking, reading, practicing yoga. Those are my top things. And what I mean by practicing yoga, I mean meditation, I mean breath work, and I mean asana practice. The rest of the yoga just kind of falls into my life, but you know what I mean. So what are your top 3 things that are going to get you closer to your bigger goals? And take action on them. Start small. You don't need to walk for 45 minutes or 2 hours every day. Start with just walking up and down your street. Just do it once. Do it twice. And then once it becomes a habit, you will naturally want to increase it. Like right now, I'm on a way longer walk than I have been in a while. Not only because I have the space, but because I have the energy and because I have the will. Because I've been doing it every single day. And so now I want to go farther. All right? We're in this together, okay?